All right, so we've got a great show for you today. Welcome to the Speakeasy Cafe. I've got a special guest today, and I'm going to introduce her, and then we're going to bring her up and have a conversation about what she's up to. And at the end, anybody in here in the Zoom room with me can ask questions. So if you aren't joining us live in Zoom and you're just watching the recordings, I want you to know you can come and join us live in Zoom. In the show notes, there'll be a link for you to sign up to do that. It's totally free. It's every Monday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And before we jump into everything, I want to invite all of you to come to my free workshop this month. It's happening on August 26th. It's coming up pretty soon. And it is called the Client Enrollment Workshop. In that workshop, I take you through my 7-step framework to show you exactly how to create a system around your monthly workshop so that you can consistently attract your clients and connect with your potential clients, build visibility, build credibility, and it becomes a system for your business. So it's like a machine. So I'll put that link in here in the Zoom room, and it'll also be in the show notes. All right, so I want to introduce you all to my guest today, Michelle Sinclair Doyley. Over 100 million US dollars. That's the amount in sales participants in Michelle Sinclair Doyley's programs have attributed to coaching, templates, tools, prayer, and support that they've received from her. And Michelle guides Christian service-based entrepreneurs to shrink the time it takes to multiply their income. How? By providing done with you services, guiding you to niche, tight, message right, price with confidence, create irresistible offers, and close more premium sales the kingdom way. Her mission is to help established kingdompreneurs to turn their calling into cash flow, move from inconsistent 5K US dollar months to 6K US dollar figure businesses. So 6K figure businesses that they love. Imagine having the time and the financial freedom to pour into your family, fulfill your purpose, and advance God's kingdom. Michelle helps to make that a reality. And so, with great pleasure, I want to welcome Michelle to the stage with me. Hey, Michelle, how are you? You should be able to unmute yourself. There you
Hey,
go.
Danielle. It is such a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm very excited about this interview because Michelle and I have been working together previously. We've done some collaborating and speaking together on each other's stages. And Michelle, you have an upcoming summit. We're going to talk about that in a moment, but I would love for you to just share with everyone about why you're doing what you do. Tell us a little bit about you and your passion for helping kingdompreneurs. I like that term.
When somebody asks, why do you do what you do, then it normally is looking at the objectives that you want to achieve. But I'm going to answer it in a different way. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Because I believe that the Lord told me to.
Mm.
I'm being in obedience because honestly, I wouldn't say that running a summit is my favorite thing to do on the planet, but I really believe that this is what He called me to do for this time. And why? Because there are so many Christian service-based entrepreneurs who are teetering around that 5K US mark. And that is sufficient for them to know that their business works and it has potential, but it's not sufficient to give them the kind of financial freedom and time freedom that they really, really desire and that the Lord wants them to have. And so this summit is designed to help you to actually earn an additional 50K in your business so you can cross over into having the six-figure business. And it also is an opportunity for you to get in connection with the Lord and do it in a way, the Lord-led way. And that is why I have wonderful speakers like Janelle, who's on, all Christian speakers who are talking about the excellence in what they do and how they can support you, but also the fact that they do it in a way that is aligned with what the Lord says.
Yes.
Just,
And your title from Calling to Cash Flow says it all, right?
yes.
From your calling. I think a lot of me as a Christian too, when I first started my coaching business, and I think a lot of us, Christian or non-Christian, I mean, lots of coaches struggle with why should I charge for this? It's so much fun to coach people and help people, and I feel guilty charging money. But God does want us to prosper. And
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite scriptures is that he wants us to prosper as our soul prospers.
Prosper.
Our soul prospering is not just about making money. It's
Mm-mm.
about following your calling and doing what God has called you to do and speaking into the lives of those people that he has for you and feeling fulfillment from it and feeling satisfied and happy and joyful. And yes, making money because we cannot do those things without an income, you know? And I really believe he wants us to thrive and he wants us to prosper in a way that we aren't struggling from month to month. And I love that you speak to these coaches and entrepreneurs who have started and they've made some money, so they do know that what they have is valuable. But it's like breaking through that six-figure ceiling. It seems to be really a difficult one. So I love the whole theme of this. Why I wanted to jump into it myself because that's why I do what I do too. So share a little bit about the summit, give us the full title and the theme, and what they can expect if they come to your summit.
Absolutely. So the full title is From Calling to Cash Flow: Attract Premium Clients, Increase Sales, and sorry. So let me go again.
Mhm.
From calling to cash flow: attract premium clients, increase sales, and cross over to 6K to
Mm.
100K the kingdom way. Why am I getting so tongue twisted all of a sudden? I think it's because Malika came on screen and I wanted to say hi to her. So let's do this one more time. Malika, can you help me to get it right? Okay. So let's go again. So it is from calling to cash flow: attract premium clients, increase sales, and scale to 100K the kingdom way. Got it now, Malika.
That's a great subtitle because it's all the things we really want, isn't it? Attract premium clients,
Yes. Yes.
increase your sales, and get to 100K or more the kingdom way, without feeling like um, you're getting out of integrity or out of walking in the spirit and all of the things that are so important as Christians, because I know that is a real struggle. I remember early in my coaching career asking God, like, should I be focused on Christians as my audience, because I feel like if I'm not, am I in conflict in any way with my faith walk or whatever, as I'm, working with people that are not believers and they're coming with all their beliefs and stuff, and everybody has the freedom to believe whatever they believe. And so what should I do with that, Because I really felt called to not limit my audience to Christians, but I was called out, to bring what he's given me to everyone, and
Mhm.
but not to do it. See, this was the struggle, should
Mhm.
I be preaching to them, should I like trying to get people saved? And he was like, no, just shine your light and be who you are, and yes, be open about your faith. And so that's what I do. And many people, I actually do automatically attract a lot of Christians, of course,
Mhm.
but I also attract people that are not, and I'm just real with them, and I sow my seeds and water them, and
Mhm.
very open and honest about what I believe. But it's really been an interesting walk, and I think probably a lot of Christian entrepreneurs struggle with that, possibly. Um, so, can you speak to that at all? I know you definitely focus on Christian entrepreneurs, but what about those entrepreneurs that you work with that are
Mhm.
Christians, but they're trying to be in the marketplace as an entrepreneur, and maybe they are marketing to people that are not Christians, and maybe they struggle with that.
Mhm. And the truth is that the Lord calls some persons to serve within the Christian community and some persons to serve everybody. And that's fine. It depends on what your business is. What I focus on is what are the biblical principles that we're going to be applying to our businesses.
Mm.
So as we're serving the world, because everybody cannot be serving Christians alone, then what's going to happen, right?
Right.
But as we're serving the world, what are the principles that we're going to be applying? So I'll give you an example. In my business, You know what? I'm going to give an example as to what happened last week, right?
Okay.
In this very summit. So last week, all of a sudden, the tech started teching in a bad way.
Mhm.
And I applied the biblical principle that rejoice, and again I say rejoice, be anxious for nothing, but by prayer and supplication make your requests known. And then
Mm,
he tells you what to think on.
mm,
And then it says you'll have the peace that surpasses all understanding. So what I did in my own business when everything was seeming to go upside down last week is I said, okay, I did all the things I'm supposed to do with the tech team. Now I'm going to go into praise and worship. And
mhm,
I went into praise and worship and I praised the Lord and I worshiped the Lord and all of
mhm.
that. Now, let me tell you, the tech team was working on this thing from like 1 o'clock. They solved whatever, but I was not seeing any results. I went into prayer at about 8:30 that night. At 10 o'clock, I came out and I looked at the results, and that's when the results came. And
Mm,
so that's what I'm teaching people in business. Yes, you have the nuts and the bolts and the technical and all of those strategies and everything that you need to apply, of course, but there is another side.
mhm.
When the Lord was talking to the children of Israel about tearing down the wall of Jericho, it made no sense.
Right.
Michelle, why are you going to be praising the Lord and worshiping Him here rather than focusing on probably calling somebody else to look at this and look at that? But there is something that happens in the spiritual realm. And so it becomes important for Christians to know that. So therefore, I teach them that how to do both things, to apply the practical and the spiritual together so that they can serve whomever they're called to serve. Because your business could be, for example, and let me tell you, I worked in the financial sector before, okay? And no, we were not serving just Christians. And when the team members' figures were down, I'd say, okay, guys, come. They said, Michelle, what are we going to do? I said, we're going to have a prayer meeting. That's what we're going to do. Whose figures are down? Okay, we're going to sort this out. And also, sometimes the Lord would say, do X, do Y, do Z. And it's important to hear the word of the Lord. So, what did they do? They were able to serve in the financial sector people who are not necessarily Christians, but their results took off,
Mm, that's awesome. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, as I said, it's a blend. It is a blend.
Yeah. That's a great example because we serve an abundant God and
Mhm.
turn to Him. His answers come. And was scripture about, man plans his own way, but God,
Mhm.
but, uh, but
Many are the plans of man, but it is the Lord's purposes that will prevail.
exactly.
That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us about the summit.
Mhm.
Who's going to be there? What kind of speakers? What topics are we going to get
Oh,
into?
man.
Mhm.
Okay, so first of all, we've got Janelle Anderson.
Yeah.
And of course, she's a workshop queen, and she's going to be talking to us about how to run profitable workshops, guys. It was such an awesome interview that we had to split it in two.
Yeah. It was. We talked about a lot.
We talked about a lot. And anybody who comes and listens, if they don't know how to run a profitable thing after that, a
Yep.
profitable workshop after that, oh, then I gotta pray for you,
Yeah.
right? We've got Lady Jen DePlace. She's looking at the fact that helpful isn't hireable and
Mm.
why your content isn't attracting high ticket sales. And I'm going to be focusing a lot on premium, right? Premium clients, etc., because I recognize that you can do business several ways, neither of them wrong or right, but you can serve a whole lot of people, which means that you need a lot of volume. And sometimes when you're starting a business like that, it also requires a lot of time. Or you can sell to premium where you get less clients and you have more time to invest in those clients.
Mhm.
And because you have higher ticket sales coming in, then it firms up your bottom line and allows you now, after you firm that up, to now start looking at selling less expensive, right? Or lower ticket items.
Right.
So you're gonna hear me talk a lot about premium. We've also got we've got Dr. B. He's
Mhm.
gonna tell us about how to upsell and cross-sell without being salesy, because Christians do not like to feel icky and salesy, right?
No.
We've got Coach Lisa Charles, who's going to talk to us about stop chasing clients and become the name everybody refers. That's what people want, right?
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got a host of stuff. We've got Carrie Thomas, who she's going to tell us about how she went from a flop launch
Mm,
to six figures in 6 months.
wow. I want to hear that one.
You know it, right?
Mhm.
We've got Berlin Newby, and
Mhm.
she's going to be talking about biblical principles for prosperity and business growth.
Mm,
Ooh, we've got Dr. Dr. Darlene
mm,
A. Lobel, and she is going to look at the four mindsets that
mm,
keep Christian entrepreneurs around that 5K per month mark and how to renew your mind for 100K per year. And
mm.
importantly, she is a neuroscientist and a neurosurgeon, and she's going to show how science has finally caught up with the Bible when talking about the renewing of the mind.
That's
We've got so many, many great persons. There's one lady. She started 31 different businesses before she actually hit one that worked. That's
wow.
Carol Wilson. Right?
Oh my gosh, she didn't give up, did she?
No, she did not. So for the person who's saying, boy, I wonder if this is gonna work, right? You've got to listen to that one. We've also got Justin Janowski,
Mm,
and he he had started more than one business that failed. And he said,
mhm.
Lord, one last time. And he also hit it big. And he's going to talk to you about how to consistently reach six figures in revenue. There are so many awesome speakers. It's over 20 speakers that we have. All of them are Christian. All of them are six and seven
Mhm.
figure business owners.
Mhm.
And so they have been where you are,
Mhm.
where they had something that was great, that they know works, that have has great client testimonials, but they were teetering around that same 60K mark,
Yeah.
and they made it through. And now they're gonna tell you how to do it too, the
Yeah.
kingdom way.
That's wonderful. I was one of those that hung around 60K for a long time. Before that, it was like around 30 to 40K. And then I was able to get up to 60K and just could not seem to hit the six-figure mark,
Mm,
it took me a long time. I know you hear stories about people right away. I'm one of those long, slow growth people, but I finally did it. And it's really important for people to understand that there are things you need to learn from other mentors and other experts who have done it before you. And don't try to do this alone. Don't try to
mm,
figure it out on your own. It just doesn't work. I don't know anybody that's successful that did it on their own.
mm,
And
mm,
reason there seems to be among coaches, I've noticed this mindset of I'll just figure it out myself. I'll go to a lot of events and I'll download a bunch of gifts and then I'll try to piece it together. But
mm.
it doesn't work. So, come and learn from these people who are freely giving you some of their nuggets and their wisdom. And, don't try to figure it out on your own. It's much better and much faster for you to get.
And less expensive, because I think what happens is that so many persons say, wow, I know it's gonna cost a pretty penny.
Hmm.
But what they're not thinking about is how much time is being lost,
Yep.
how much frustration.
Yep.
Very often, what's happening is that there is no peace in the home
Right.
because they're always working and their
Yep.
families are miserable. And so, if you only just
Mm.
invest in the same way that you're asking your clients to
Exactly.
invest so that you can get further faster.
Yes. Yes.
Because if not, you stay stuck for so long that sometimes you actually give up. You give up hope.
Yep. Yep.
And that
Yep.
makes no sense, especially if you know that the Lord has called you to something.
Yes, 80% of coaches don't make it past year three, or if they do, they don't break through 50K. That's the statistics. I know. And when I hear that, I'm like, oh, that's tragic. We've got to help more coaches be more successful because they have so much to give and so many lives to change. And um, I hate to see I know from my own coach training cohort, a lot of them gave up. It took me years and years to get where I am, but I'm so glad I didn't give up. And it was
Mhm.
because I was called to this. How could I give up on it? Like, what else am I going to do?
So,
This is what
if
I'm.
you're called, what else are you going to do? Because if you're called, then answering the call is obedience.
Yes.
Moving away from the call is disobedience.
Mm.
Obedience, the word of God says obedience is better than sacrifice. So what are you going to do?
Mhm. Yeah.
Be in disobedience? Ask God to bless the disobedience?
Mm.
Seriously though. It doesn't make sense, but that's what we do oftentimes. And you know something, Janelle, I realized many people want to sell premium. Many coaches,
Mm.
consultants, etc., want to sell premium. If you have never bought premium, you're going to have a difficulty selling premium
Right.
because you'll always believe that somebody else is going to be just like you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an inconsistency in how you therefore share, how you sell, and people pick up on it. They're not too sure exactly what you know, but they pick up on it. But you are never gonna break through until you are willing to say, I will make that sacrifice. It's gonna be a sacrifice for your clients, it's gonna be a sacrifice for you. But what you want to do is get more from the investment, ROI, right? Return
Yes.
off your investment and on your investment. And
Yes.
that only happens when you have good coaching support. And that's why you said it's not just downloading a bunch of freebies and it's just not watching a video. It requires structure, it requires support, it requires when you're feeling like giving up, someone speaking into you. In my case, with my clients, praying over your business, right?
Mm-hmm.
It requires so much for you to be a success.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. No, I love that point. And well taken. If we expect our clients to, if we want to get premium clients investing in our program, then we should be investing in our mentors that are premium.
Yes,
Uh,
because if not, we don't really believe what we're actually selling to people. We don't.
no, and there are just some things that they cannot teach you in a workshop or a webinar or a summit. You have to spend time with them and really get the depth of it all, you know.
Mhm.
Um, took me 6 years to finally do that, and I'm so glad I finally did because the last 6 years have been wonderful. Don't wait 6 years. Find a way.
So wait so long. And so, in this
Oh,
summit where we have so many excellent experts, it's an opportunity for you to come,
yeah,
listen to the expert. Who do you feel connected with? Who is actually answering the challenge that you have in your business?
right,
Then you get a chance with everybody on Showcase to now select who your next coach is going to be.
right, right. That's right.
Coach or coaches, because sometimes you recognize you need more than one. I have more than one coach.
I do too. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, so good. Such great people that you're going to have on there. I know Lady Jen, I've heard of her before. I think I've heard her speak before. Such high quality people. And so everybody listening to this, watching this video, sitting here in Zoom with us, you need to go and sign up. It's free. I put the link in the chat. Go get yourself all signed up for the From Calling to Cash Flow Summit and just, drink from the fountain of wisdom from all of these people.
Mhm.
And also, I'm going to put my link for my workshop in here. You'll get get to come to that for free. And actually, my gift in the summit will bring you there too. But I'm going to put it in here anyway. Workshop client enrollment workshop.com. It's coming up August 26th. Michelle's summit starts. When are we starting? The 24th?
The 24th,
24th.
and we go on till September 5.
Wow, September 5. A
So
lot of
if so some persons are going to recognize that, oh my goodness, I missed the 24th already because I'm seeing this video after the 24th. Well, don't worry, we've got you. So it just means that you get to purchase a VIP, and in there you're going to have not just the general admission lessons, but you're going to have some exclusive VIP lessons also with workbooks for you so that you don't have to be taking notes. You're probably busy, you're driving, you're cooking, you're doing this, that, and the other while the summit is going on. But that will be there. Plus, over $5,000 worth of gifts are available to you for a lifetime. So it's just like a no-brainer, you
Yeah,
know?
totally a no-brainer. Awesome. Well, thank you, Michelle, for coming on today and sharing with us your vision and your heart and this wonderful summit. And I look forward to being on the summit with you.
Thank you so much, Janelle. I appreciate you having me on today, and I appreciate all the wisdom that you shared. Listen, everybody, you've got to hear Janelle's two interviews, okay? Two
Two
interviews. One
interviews.
is in general admission, and the other one is in VIP. They are excellent.
Thank you. Yes, actually, they are as pieces of my workshop. Yeah, you took a lot out of me. All right, everyone. Thanks.